EXT, Hail Restoration Barn, late afternoon. Gravel crunches under tires. A dented sedan rolls to a stop beside the open barn doors. Inside, Marcus Hale, mid-40s, forearms dusted in wood shavings, runs a thumb along a warped dovetail joint, frowning. The car door shuts. Footsteps, light, unhurried. Sadie, 23, plain canvas jacket, eyes that miss nothing, steps into the doorway, cradling an old rocking chair against her hip like it weighs nothing to her, though the joints hang loose and split. Sadie. Someone said you don't turn away hard cases. Marcus sets down his chisel. Studies her a beat too long. Marcus. Depends on the case. She sets the chair down. Her fingers linger on the armrest, reverent, precise. Marcus notices. He doesn't ask why. Int. Hale Restoration Barn, mid-morning, days later. The barn door is propped open with a cinder block. Sunlight cuts across a workbench crowded with clamps, wood glue, a half-sanded tabletop. Marcus works a plane along a table leg, slow, even strokes. The scrape of it fills the quiet. A car pulls up outside. Doors, two of them. Ellie, 9, hair in a messy braid, backpack still on, runs in first, breathless. Ellie. Dad, Sadie brought the good kind of glue for my diorama. Marcus. Not looking up. Did she now? Sadie steps in behind her, a small paper bag in hand, a folded manila envelope tucked just barely visible beneath her arm. She sets the glue on the workbench, careful not to touch anything else. Sadie. Figured I'd swing by before the shop got busy. Marcus. It's never busy. A faint smile from her, gone quickly. Ellie's already dumping craft supplies onto a clear corner of the bench, chattering about a school project. Sadie crouches beside her, patient, genuinely interested, asking the right questions at the right moments. It isn't performance. Marcus notices that too. He keeps planing the table leg, but his eyes drift, once, to the corner of the envelope peeking from her bag. A name is printed along the edge, too far to read. He looks back down at the wood. Outside, past the open doors, a neighbor, DOT, 60s, arms crossed, watches from her porch across the road, gaze flicking between the car, the barn, and the girl inside it. She shakes her head slowly and goes back inside. Back at the bench, Ellie holds up a lopsided cardboard barn, proud. Ellie. Look, I made ours. Sadie takes it in both hands like it's something worth keeping. Sadie. It's the right kind of crooked. Marcus watches the exchange a moment too long before returning to his work, jaw tight, saying nothing. Int. Sadie's car, parked down the road, evening. Rain ticks against the windshield. Sadie sits alone, laptop open on her knees, the barn's lit windows small in the rearview mirror. A spreadsheet fills the screen, Hale Restoration, Parcel 114B, columns of numbers. Tax liens. A mortgage balance highlighted red. Her phone buzzes. A text from Preston Cole, Bramwell Holdings. Preston, text. Assessment due Friday. Don't get attached to the scenery. She stares at it a long moment. Doesn't reply. She opens a second file, photos she's taken herself, not for any client. The dresser Marcus is restoring. Ellie's crooked cardboard barn. A close-up of the rocking chair's original joinery, annotated in her own handwriting, original craftsmanship, pre-1940, undervalued by firm's appraisal. She closes the laptop, presses her palm flat against it like she can keep the two files from touching. Through the windshield, Marcus crosses the yard, calling Ellie in for dinner. Ordinary. Unaware. Sadie starts the engine but doesn't move yet. She watches the lit window until it's just a shape in the wet glass. EXT, Hale Restoration Barn, midday. A black SUV pulls into the gravel lot, out of place among the truck tires and sawdust. Preston Cole, 40s, tailored jacket, a smile that doesn't reach his eyes, steps out, surveying the property like he's already measured it for something else. Marcus wipes his hands on a rag, comes out to meet him. Preston. Preston Cole. Bramwell Holdings. Just doing some community outreach, talking to folks along the corridor. Marcus. Corridor. Preston. Smiling. Figure of speech. He glances past Marcus into the barn, at the dresser, the rocking chair, lingering a beat too long on the workmanship. Preston, Siontede. Nice operation. Shame about the flood zone reassessment coming through. Property like this, that mortgage gets ugly fast. Marcus says nothing. Lets the silence sit. Preston, Siontede. We've actually got someone on our team who spent some time out this way. Sadie Whitfield. You might have crossed paths. A pause, small, but there. Marcus's jaw shifts, almost imperceptibly. Marcus. Can't say the name rings a bell. Preston studies him a moment, then lets it go, handing over a glossy folder Marcus doesn't open. Preston. Just something to look over. No rush. He gets back in the SUV. Gravel spits under the tires as he pulls away. Marcus stands there, folder loose in his hand, staring at the road long after the SUV is gone. Inside the barn, on the workbench, Sadie's canvas jacket hangs on a nail, forgotten from the day before. Marcus looks at it now differently. He doesn't touch it. Doesn't move for a long moment. Then he sets the folder down, unopened, and picks his chisel back up, hands steady, eyes not. Int. Hale Restoration Barn, late afternoon. Rain again, softer this time, drumming on the tin roof. The dresser sits between them on sawhorses, drawers pulled and stacked to the side, its old finish stripped back to bare, honey-colored wood. Marcus works one side with fine sandpaper, slow circular passes. Sadie stands at the other end, her jacket, retrieved, worn again, sleeves pushed to the elbow. They haven't spoken about Preston Cole. Haven't spoken about much at all. Sadie. You're not asking me anything. Marcus. Not looking up. Didn't know there was something to ask. She lets that sit. Picks up a rag, works oil into the grain in long, even strokes, matching his rhythm without being told. A silence stretches, but it isn't cold, it's the kind that comes from two people working with their hands instead of their mouths. Sadie. My dad used to say wood remembers everything. Every knock, every season it grew through. You can sand it smooth, but it's all still in there. Marcus. Your dad a carpenter? Sadie. No. Just liked metaphors. A ghost of a smile from Marcus, the first one in days. He runs his palm flat across the surface, checking for rough patches, feeling instead the small, human vibration of her hand still moving nearby. From the house, Ellie's voice carries faintly, singing something off-key while doing homework, windows cracked to the cooling air. Sadie glances toward the sound. Something crosses her face, guilt, maybe, or its close cousin. Sadie, Siontede. Marcus. She stops. Sets the rag down. Sadie, Siontede. There's something I should have told you the first day. He looks up now, sanding block still in hand, waiting. The barn door creaks. Ellie bursts in, notebook in hand. Ellie. Sadie, is restoration spelled with 2 O's or 2 R's? The moment breaks. Sadie exhales, some of the tension draining from her shoulders, relief and disappointment tangled together. Sadie. To Ellie, gentle. Both. Come here, I'll show you. She crosses to the girl, kneels down, spelling it out patiently on the page. Marcus watches the two of them a long moment, sandpaper stilled in his hand. Whatever she was about to say hangs unfinished in the sawdust-heavy air between them. Int. Hale Restoration Barn, night. The barn is empty except for the two of them. Ellie's asleep in the house, porch light glowing faint through the rain-streaked window. Sadie sets a thick manila envelope on the workbench, the same one from days before. Her hands aren't steady. Sadie. I work for Bramwell. I was sent here to find a reason to push you out. Flood zone, tax lien, whatever would stick. Marcus doesn't move. The chisel in his hand stays exactly where it is. Marcus. And the rocking chair. The dresser. Ellie. Sadie. Wasn't part of the assignment. She opens the envelope. Spreadsheets, appraisal documents, a company letterhead with numbers crossed out and corrected in her own handwriting. Sadie, Soantide. Their appraisal undervalued this property on purpose. Pre-war joinery, original hardware, it's worth 3 times what they told the county. They needed you desperate enough to sell cheap. Marcus finally sets the chisel down. Picks up the top page. Reads slowly, jaw tight. Marcus. Why give me this now? Sadie. Because I should have given it to you the first week. Headlights sweep across the barn wall. An engine cuts outside. Preston Cole's SUV. Marcus looks up, then at Sadie. Marcus. He know you're here? Sadie. No. Footsteps on gravel. A knock, sharp, impatient, on the barn door frame. Preston, OS. Marcus. Figured we'd finish this tonight. Just need your signature. Marcus's eyes stay on Sadie a moment longer, measuring her, the file, the years of careful work stacked around them both. Then he folds the papers closed and tucks them under his arm. Marcus. Low. Guess he's early for his own exposure. He walks toward the door. Sadie follows, the rain picking up hard against the tin roof overhead. Int. Hale Restoration Barn, weeks later. Sunlight again. The dresser sits finished, oil-rubbed and gleaming, in its place near the window. Marcus runs his hand along the grain, no more rough patches. Ellie chases a barn cat past Sadie, who leans in the doorway now like she belongs there. Sadie. Town council votes clean this afternoon. Bramwell's pulling out of the corridor. Marcus. Good. He doesn't look up from the wood. Marcus, Soantide. Some grain fights you the whole way through. Then one day it just settles. Sadie steps closer, watching his hands work. Sadie. Took the right amount of time. Outside, the barn doors stand open to the light.